Singer-songwriter Kieran Goss is one of Ireland's best-loved and most successful recording artists. To celebrate the release of his new album, Red Letter Day, on August 28th, Kieran will play a series of concerts in Germany later this year.
Read the situation. I think I see it right.
I was born in a small village called Mayo Bridge. It's outside Newry in County Down in Northern Ireland. I'm one of a family of 15, 8 boys, 7 girls, and I'm number 10. Music was very much part of childhood. My father played the accordion and traditional Irish music, and my mother was more into Frank Sinatra and Cole Porter and old jazz songs. And then my older brothers and sisters were buying the Beatles and the Stones, so I was hearing all of the 60s pop stuff as well. So I ended up having a mixture of all types of music that ultimately become Kieran Goss. I'd started studying law before I realised that I'd even made a choice for the rest of my life, and about halfway through it I said, I don't think this is for me. There's part of me that's creative, that's musical and that's artistic, and that wasn't being nurtured or being developed. I originally had thought that I would take a year, maybe 2 years away and then go back to being a lawyer, and I decided to go off and travel, and I ended up living in Germany, in Cologne, and that was a fantastic time for me. I was young, I had no commitments, I had the guitar, and I just lived there for a year and learnt some German. Brand New Star was the first album I made in 1989, and what happened was I had maybe 20, 30 songs written at this stage, and I was very anxious to get the songs out into the world. So I came back to Ireland thinking that the world would embrace Kieran Goss. You know, oh, what a great songwriter you are, you're home again. And nobody cared. So one day, without really thinking, I just went to the bank and I said to the bank, I want to record an album and release it, and I need money to do it. And unbelievably, they gave me the money. Even though Brand New Star wasn't a huge success, the songs became known. Mary Black, Nancy Griffiths, Christine Moore all began to sing songs of Kieran Goss. So it was a slow beginning, but a beginning.
Stop where you are.
In 1998, the success of Kieran's third solo album, Worse Than Pride, made him a household name in Ireland. Worse Than Pride achieved double platinum status and was still in the Irish top 50 12 months later.
1998 was a huge year for me. Worse Than Pride was released, and I was blown away by the success. If I had to pick one reason why Worse Than Pride was a big success, it was the song Out of My Head. And sometimes, for no apparent reason, a song clicks into the consciousness of people. And Out of My Head just became one of those songs. When Worse Than Pride was a big success, I was very conscious that Ireland is a small country and you can't just keep going round and round and playing to the same people. So I began to look to other markets, and in Germany, when Worse Than Pride was released, it actually made quite an impact. It was on the radio, I was on television, and I did one tour, and for a first tour I thought it was a great success. It's very gratifying for me to know that, you know, for example, in Cologne, where I played on the streets, it's lovely to go back and play in the theatres, and to actually some of the people who saw you playing on the street are still coming to the concerts.
Don't call me now, I'm falling in a dream. Don't touch me now. You always said that you would.
Kieran's new album, Red Letter Day, was released in Ireland earlier this year and went straight into number 5 in the Irish charts. Kieran will play a 25-day tour of Ireland in October and early November.
The songs on Red Letter Day are very personal. When you get the confidence to realise that what's unique in your life, if you can articulate that, you actually touch more people. And one of the big things that has changed the way that I write songs is collaborating. For example, writing with Rodney Crowell. I used to buy Rodney Crowell albums when I was growing up, and it's lovely to be sitting there with someone you really admire and say, he accepts me as a writer. And when you are in that mode, and you're writing songs, there's no stopping you. Like on this new album, Hand Upon My Heart and Our Love Endures were both written in the one day. And that's not a coincidence. That's about opening up to songwriting and letting things flow through you. I am very proud of the album. I think it's an album that will last. And I would like to think that in 10 years, 20 years' time, people will look back and say, yeah, I've got 4 of his albums, but Red Letter Day is the best one. A particular song called Moments in Time has become like the people's favourite. That now is the single in Ireland, and it's getting played off the air. It's everywhere on the radio and on the TV. And a very exciting thing for me is that we've made a video. It's the first video that I have ever done. So I'm kind of interested to see what the fans in Ireland would make of that. So Moments in Time will probably be the second single in Germany early next year.
There are moments in time when our hearts realign, and I pray for the day love can
The live concerts are a very important part of what I do. I love performing, and I love it because I have now realised that it's the same thing as songwriting. It's about communication. And once you're comfortable with that, and you're confident enough, and you feel good enough about yourself to let people get closer, then it becomes fun. And one of the big concerts in Dublin, we put it up on the website. Even though there was 1,500 or 2,000 people at the show in Dublin, about 4,000 Germans have clicked into the website to hear it. So if they were happy to go to the website to hear a live concert, hopefully they'll turn up at the shows. So with the single out in Germany already, and the album Red Letter Day coming out at the end of August, there'll be 25 or 26 concerts. That's November, December. So I think I'll be pretty hard to miss in Germany.
All love endures.